So we're official. We're on Facebook Live.
Yay!
So it usually takes a little while for people to come on. But today we wanted to talk about what?
Private lending and all of our private lenders and what they can expect from us if they become a private lender to us.
Well, the reason we wanted to talk about private lending is because since we started doing this together, we both quit our jobs and we decided we're going to go full-time real estate investing. We've purchased 20 properties.
Mm-hmm.
We've sold 3 of them, so now we have 17.
17.
Yep. And we've been able to do all of that with the help
Of
private lenders. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have never purchased a house with a bank.
Yep.
Ever.
We haven't used hard money or conventional
Hard money,
funds.
no hard money, none of that. Just individuals that have a lot of money saved up in their 401k or their IRA, and they're wanting to get a great rate of return. So they reach out to us because they're typically pretty passive. They don't really want to be involved. They just want to have that mailbox money every month.
Yeah, these are people that they have money either in the bank or in like a retirement account, 401k, IRA, that kind of thing, and they're not getting the rate of return that they want. Like banks don't really pay anything. Or they kind of want to get out of the stock market or diversify, and they don't want to have all their eggs in one basket kind of thing. And these are also people that don't have the time to invest in real estate themselves. They don't have the energy because it takes a lot of work and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of headaches that can come along with it.
Especially with rehab and being a landlord and having tenants and maintenance and all that.
Right. So they don't have the energy for that or don't want to put the energy forth. Or the last item is they just don't have the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know something's going on with the real estate. It's a great market right now. Prices have been going up, but they don't know how to find a property at the right price. They don't know how to rehab it and stay within budget and time frame, or how to even find the right tenant, those type of things. So they defer to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got all of our properties through private lending, and we just wanted to kind of go over some of the key items that we've done with our private lenders. If you have any questions, throw the questions to us. We'd be glad to answer them.
Before we get into the key, like what we usually do for our terms, typically the private lenders that we've had in the past are people we've just built relationships with over the course of a couple of years. Most of them Marco has known from just being in the investment world for around 10 years. So he's built these relationships along the way, and so it's just been a great opportunity years later to come together and really find a win-win scenario for us and for them. So most of them are people we know. Some of the people, some of the people are just people that have heard of us and really want to invest. So.
And now we're getting people that we don't even know that are reaching out to us because they're seeing our videos. They're seeing our posts, our rehab projects, the before and after.
And they've seen our success. I mean, I'd say we've become pretty.
High five, baby.
We're pretty successful considering this just started at the very beginning of 2016. So now that we're at the end of 2017, we've almost come full circle 2 years. And I'd say with a lot of hard work and dedication and always trying to improve ourselves to be better and learn and just keep going. And I mean, we take very little free time for ourselves. We're always working, but it's paying off, and that's kind of the goal we have in mind.
That's right. So generally, just to go over some of the key items so you have a general idea of what we propose to our private lenders, and in case people out there are watching or considering it themselves. The general interest rate that we pay is anywhere from 6% to 10%, and it all depends on the property itself. What can we get on the price point of the home? What have we negotiated for the price point? What the rehab is going to entail? What are the rent rates over there? Those type of things. So when we find a property, and we've done a lot of the negotiations already, we'll work the numbers and then we'll determine what is the interest rate that we can pay on this particular investment opportunity. And then we basically present it to the people that are on our list. If you want to be on our private lender list, we can send you the deals that we get as they come about. And then they just kind of raise their hands and ask questions, and then typically they'll say yes or no. If they say yes, then we go through that process.
And for those of you who are curious or interested in possibly private lending or want to know more information, Aside from just giving you, what we typically do on a one-on-one conversation, we can also send over templates of documents that we would typically have an attorney put together for the deal, like a promissory note and deed of trust, those sorts of things, just to show you a template.
What are those 3 documents, just so they know?
The warranty deed with vendor's lien, the deed of trust, and the promissory note.
Yeah, those are critical. You need to make sure if you private lend to any individual, you need to make sure to get all 3 of those documents.
Yeah, it's crucial, actually. So you're protecting yourself and your money. Basically, it's filed at the courthouse. All of them except for the promissory note are filed at the courthouse. And so if we were to sell the property, it shows that we owe money to this person, the private lender, so that they make sure that they get their proceeds back. So it's very critical, but if you're interested in possibly private lending, we can show you templates of documents we've used in the past, just so you have a clear picture if you aren't familiar with these the documentation. But we also can hook you up with the private lenders we've had just as referral or reference to, kind of hear it from the person directly who has been successful in this business with us. So some of the things we can offer are we never miss a payment. That's the security of being a private lender.
We pay way ahead of time.
We actually pay way before the first when the payment is due. And we always try and do right by all of our private lenders. Just really thank them. We appreciate them. We can't be successful without them. So
we even had an investor appreciation dinner this past year.
We're going to try and do that every year. Anyone who has invested with us for the year and been part of our success, we will have a big kind of party dinner type thing.
Yeah, if you go to our Facebook page, Bella Buyers, and then go to our cover photo, that's a photo from our investor
this last year, for 2016, we had it at Paloma Blanca, and we reserved a private room.
That was 2017, wasn't it?
Well, we had it at the beginning of this year for last year.
Got it.
He doesn't remember. Anyway.
You keep me on track, baby.
I keep him on track completely. So anyway, we had it at the beginning of this year, but it was to celebrate the end of last year. So all of our private investors from 2016 that really started us in our success had this nice sit-down dinner. It was like 4-course meal. There was an open bar. It was really great.
We actually had too much food.
We had too much food.
People take it home.
But it was really, really tasty, and it was really great just to connect and have everyone in one space. And so we look forward to doing that every year with all of the people who private lend, which is just a little perk and benefit, of being a private lender for us.
So that's the interest rate, 6 to 10% depending on the deal. We do a 30-year amortization on the property, so that basically determines what the payment amount will be each month, and that's important so we can make sure it makes sense from an investment standpoint. From the rents that we collect, we can make sure that it cash flows for everyone. We also we ask for a minimum of a 3-year balloon. So if you invest with us, we are putting your money to work for at least 3 years. We can refinance or sell the house before that to get your money to you sooner, but we want to be having that money working for you during that in full time frame. We have had some private lenders that want longer balloons, like 5 years.
Every scenario is a little different, and we have had some lenders that really love the monthly cash flow, mailbox money.
Yeah.
So they're
literally like traveling the world, and they don't want to have to worry about making sure their money's working. So
they can extend their balloon or their time frame of which they receive all of the funds back.
A balloon payment just means a time frame, a due date in which they need to get all their money back is basically what a balloon payment is. And then just really quickly, let's kind of recap what we do with their money.
Well, first, for those of you who don't know, we look for properties in value of $140,000 or less. That's typically where with rehabbing, we can get more cash flow. We're more focused on cash flow versus equity. If we can get both, that's great. That's like a bonus. But we are more cash flow driven because cash flow is king. If you're making more money every month in cash flow on your assets, then you have expenses, then you're pretty much financially free. And so that is...
You can retire.
Yeah, we're pushing
for
that.
We're working on it.
Retire by 40, so we can just do whatever we want all day long, take naps.
So we can be the ones traveling.
Yeah.
So basically we get a loan. Average loan is probably about $80,000 to $85,000. We have some as high as 100, 110 to do a full project, and that includes a purchase price and the repairs. If people have more on the lower end, like maybe 25,000 or 35,000, what we have done is combine them with other lenders and then just have a first lien and second lien position on our projects, depending on the size of the loan. But that way we have multiple people's money working, and all the people that are working with us are all benefiting. But we basically, with we get the loan from the private lender, and then with that money we purchase the property, we close on the property, and then we have our rehab budget. And then we start rehabbing right away.
As soon as we close on it, we pretty much have everyone lined up, and we try and get through that rehab as quickly as possible, because regardless of whether the rehab is finished or not, we will start paying our lender their payments. So the key is to get in, get out, put a tenant in there, capture that cash flow, everyone's happy. And typically, we've talked about this kind of in some past videos, that the nicer the rehab, the higher quality tenants you can put into the property, therefore you can push your rents up or make sure that they're right for the comp, and then
you can get more quality people if you have a nicer
And we
property.
haven't had very many issues, or any issues really. We've never had to evict any of our tenants, so we really like doing the nice quality rehabs because we can find the better quality people. And they typically take care of your house better. I mean, when they move out, I don't want to have to redo everything. That's maybe minor things because somebody's actually living in it. I expect minor live-in, type of repairs, but I don't want to have to do a whole rehab.
And Hillary's great. She handles all of our leasing and management of our assets. She's great at finding the right person. So we have some particular ways in which we have a higher application fee. Our pet deposit's pretty high,
and it's non-refundable.
So we have components like that help us get somebody that is serious. If they're going to be paying these higher amounts, then we know that they're serious. And that's where all the money's coming from to start with. They make their rent payment, which allows us to consistently make our lien payment as well. So we want to make sure that the people who are in there, since it's like a long-term partnership in a sense, they're going to be in a lease for at least 12 months. We want to make sure the person that we put in there is a quality individual, that has a stable income, and can afford the house.
And one of the things we get asked about a lot from future possible tenants is if we look at their credit. And we don't really care about credit. I don't care if your credit is terrible. All I care about is, do you have a criminal background history? Have you been recently evicted? And do you make 3 times the amount of money in rent? So I don't care if your credit is bad. I realize people sometimes get in scenarios where the credit just isn't good. Sometimes that's just past mistakes that they've learned from, and they're just working on building their credit up. So we don't really care about credit. I just care that you're a good person, you're going to pay on time, you make enough money, and you haven't had any recent evictions. Now, if you had an eviction like 10 years ago, but since then you've had a good, clean record, that's a negotiation that we will have. I mean, we're not going to say no necessarily, but if you have had one within the 2-year time frame, that's a no.
Yeah, if there's things that come up that are question marks, basically what we'll typically do is raise the security deposit, and that's a good filter in itself.
Because if they want to pay it, then that also shows that they're dedicated in it.
Right. So ultimately, that's what we do. We purchase the property, we rehab it, and then we rent it out. And by using that consistent method, renting works in up markets and down markets. It sets us in a position to be able to protect our private lenders, generate profits for them, but also allow cash flow for us and create a win-win scenario. And if you are interested in private lending, or you know someone that's interested in private lending,
and
send
the
us a
money's
message.
just sitting there. If it's just sitting there not working, then definitely reach out to us. We would love to help.
Yeah, we can put it to work, and you'll be happy with the results. And we can answer any questions, send messages to us. And if you're just in the real estate space and you're looking to use private lending, maybe you have a family member or a friend that would be interested in lending to you on your products, but you just don't know how to do it, reach out to us too. Send us some messages.
And share
We'd
this
be glad to
video
help.
with people.
Yeah, like and share.
Yeah, like and share.
So we just wanted to share this. We love our private lenders. We're grateful for our private lenders. The whole reason we've been able to do this is due to our private lenders, which have been a combination of family, friends, and people we don't even didn't know prior, and you know, really it's a scenario where we've been able to generate win-win scenarios, and we're excited for what the future holds, and we just wanted to make this video to explain it and say thank you.
Thank you guys.
See you on the next video.
Bye.